Y, and Z. Each of these blocks here represents an individual note trigger. You can see each one of those blocks there. And so what it's doing is I've got it to respond to the notes, either match 56 for example. So only when the XYZ gives it the correct information will it trigger down here. That's channel 1, that's channel 2, 3 and 4. These are the parameters. So currently with parameters I'm getting X, Y, Z. So currently everything that's happening on the horizontal being evened out, scaled, everything that happens on the horizontal is the filter cutoffs which are affected. So as your arm moves across horizontally, we got filters on the Y here, obviously the vertical. Soft knob are assignable values that I can assign to any parameter on the synthesizer. And so these 6 are controlled by the Y, those 6 are controlled by the Z, and then they're all being sent. A bit blurry there, sorry. All being sent to the VST right here. So right there, the parameters, notes, and that's the VST, the Virus Ti. The great thing about the Virus Ti was the fact that I can bring up this. I'll just bring that up. This is the virus control. So it's a VST, but in the virus control here, see down the side I've got 1 through 16. I can control 16 individual parts. You can see here that the parameters are being automatically changed by my trunk objects. And then there are a variety of different tabs: oscillating, filter, LFO, matrix, ARP, and effects, rah. And so through this I can change absolutely any aspect of the sound, and I can have it modulated using the soft knobs and the parameters. See, you can see here already how the semitone on the first oscillator is being modulated by, like I showed you, one of these soft knobs on the Y, I think it is. And yep, so here we've got filters, all your LFOs, all your mod matrix, so I can assign anything to anything else. Arpeggiator, which I'm not using, all sorts of different effects, distortions, phaser, chorus, all the whatnot, reverb, delay, 2 main ones there. And so I can just switch through the 4 different sounds that I have going presently. Only problem that I've had, or one of the problems I've had with this, is the fact that I can't save my sounds onto this computer because I don't have the right permissions to save the patches on there. So I just I'll just recreate them. I've got these bass patches that I work with, and I just recreate them every time I open it up, but it's not too much stress. So yeah, I'll just turn it up. You can see these little so I'll isolate all the channels just to have a listen to what we've got going on with each channel. So, channel 1. channel 2. See, I got a lot of these. I decided to use these glitchy sounds because that's, I don't know, it's just the way that I imagined a synesthete, you know, would hear things. Like, I wouldn't imagine someone would just have some la 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 melody going on, because I just don't think it would work that way, because I don't know, it's just how I thought. And so I decided to use these more kind of effects based ones. Because essentially it is near random crossfirings based on your movement. It wouldn't sound as random as it does now if I had managed to just get that little tracking system working properly, because I'll have certain points, as it's quite obvious, and I can just move like that and it will be just led around. That's why it sounds so random now, because these drunk objects, intervals of 50 milliseconds are just sending out random information, so essentially it's just jumping all over the place throughout the space and triggering. But it proves, I feel like it proves the concept. So yeah, that's my piece. Too much time has been spent in front of this computer. It's rather frustrating. I'll give you a bit of a rundown as to how exactly these work, because these are one of the most complicated parts of the program. So as I explained in my descriptions, I have these are all my averaging stuff, so that, you know, I've already explained that in the descriptions. These are patcher that I've made that vets all the information harmonically. In there you can see that we've just got a big web of match objects, all with their respective number, and obviously I just went through using a little MIDI, the virtual MIDI keyboard, and just got all of the numbers that match the C minor. So technically that means any information that comes through this input here will only come out the output if it matches these numbers, you know, therefore giving me that. And then the match objects here mean that no matter what the information is that comes through, it'll only get triggered if it is, say for example, the 56 that I have there, which is one note. Therefore, that is one note in the virtual field. Like I've shown you, there's 12 others. As you can see, there's 3 lines, X, Y, and Z. And see, what I had to do is bring them together. And this is where the brilliance of this object here, the buddy object, which was a nice helpful wee thing. What it does essentially is, because the information coming through the tracking system wouldn't have been completely stable, it would have come up into this object at different times, say X first, Z, and then Y. What the buddy does is it has to have all 3, as I've defined it here, all 3 inputs from the X, Y, and Z before it outputs into this pack object here. And then once the pack object gets all the 3 inputs, it sends out into this bang, and that bang triggers, you can't really read it there, but that's a 56 message, and the 56 message is sent all the way down into my magnet, which is basically the instrument, and the 56 gets played there and sent out into the outputs. That's channel 1, and so that's essentially how that works. So I can get some pretty well averaged and smooth and organized data, which is one of the biggest issues with these types of systems, is controlling your data properly, and it took quite a bit of work to figure it out exactly. And for example, like I'd already explained, getting this VST, it works fine in my digital audio workstations at home, but that's because they've already got proper integration for them. MaxMSP being a sandbox kind of environment, you have to integrate it yourself. So most of the stress actually came about, if you can see here, filter cut off, soft knob, just getting that message to find out what parameters I could use on the VST object here, what parameters I could change, because there's nothing written down that tells you these things, and also to just get it working consistently, which is also a bit of a frustrating experience. But all in all, as you can hear, it works. And even if I hadn't had a tracking system, the great thing about this software is it can be applied to absolutely anything. So there's great benefit to that, I think, because you know, I can apply it to anything I want in the future. Yeah, so that's the end of my video.